I mean, that's their problem to deal with. The fact that they have that they have accepted as their deity a guy who, I mean, not exactly not exactly embracing the ideals of Christianity on a daily basis.
You won't believe what just happened. Brian Tyler Cohen just shut down Bill Maher on his own show, and honestly, Bill Maher deserves every bit of it. Let's keep watching to see exactly why Brian destroys him.
I'm friendly with our governor, who I also get on his case and have for being far too left. And it's becoming like we're friends, so it's kind of a kidding thing. But, like I will talk to him about the first thing when I see him. I won't even say his name. I'll just start on the potholes, or I couldn't get my solar hooked up, or all the crazy of California that he has to wear as baggage. I mean, it's a state where it's hard to buck that, but yeah, I think you could, and he's starting to. He has moved to the right, or let's say the center, on 3 big issues that I could name. I won't bore the crowd, or maybe we will. But, and this is what I've been hoping he could do. It's a lot of baggage, but I always thought this guy has what it takes to be a presidential winner because he's just really smart. He's a great fighter, like he's mean, which is great. He knows how to be mean where you should. And he looks great. That doesn't hurt to be the tall, good-looking guy in the race. The Democrats, I think, have maybe learned their lesson and gone through their phase where they couldn't stand the sight of a white heterosexual man. And maybe they're over that now.
I wonder if there will be electoral, like Democrats love to worry about electability. So we'll often get meta with it and say like, okay, I want X person, but I have to choose Y person because I don't think X person can win, instead of just choosing X person because you want them, because you like them. But I think to that point, because I don't think that we've shed our interminable fear of not winning elections and focusing on electability, I do think that after Hillary, after Kamala, I don't know that Democrats are going to be able to stomach putting forward a woman as the nominee just because of those 2 reasons. I think that there's a world in which Democrats are going to say, 2 of the last 3 nominees were women. Both of those women lost. The man won. And so for fear of losing again to whoever, whether it's some iteration of, the Steve Bannon, let's put Trump in for a 3rd term, or J.D. Vance or whoever it is, I think there will be a reversion if I had to guess. But then again, I told you I can't.
Here's Bill Maher talking about being friends with Gavin Newsom. But that's the problem. Bill Maher keeps defending politicians instead of holding them accountable. Gavin Newsom doesn't need Bill Maher to cover for him, and Brian Tyler Cohen points that out clearly.
I couldn't agree more. I would, again, and I have made a lot of predictions, and all of them were right except Kamala. And that's okay. I mean, I kind of did that as wishful thinking. But this is where it circles back to the Seth Rogen show. Because them casting the president and vice president slot is exactly that episode. They're going to start out.
Totally.
They're going to go, okay, we can't have a woman. Because we just had 2 and they lost. But we can't have a white man. Or we have to have some non-white man presence on the ticket. So it's going to be, okay, so it's going to be, say it's Gavin, and then it's going to be like, okay, and then, Pete Buttigieg, because he's also gay. Okay, but then what are you saying? That gays can only get the sex, and they're going to do the exact episode?
Probably. I mean, that's.
I know.
I mean, look, the reality of the situation is that Democrats are the Big Ten party, and there are a lot of coalitions that are represented. It would be a hell of a lot easier to be a Republican. You're just a bunch of old Christian white guys, And so,
well, I would hardly call Trump a Christian.
Well, I mean, but that's who he panders to. He's certainly not pandering to the atheists out there.
No.
So, I mean, that's their problem to deal with. The fact that they have that they have accepted as their deity a guy who, I mean, not exactly embracing the ideals of Christianity on a daily basis.
Question to me is like a perfect example of how people want something in the middle. I'm hoping to give them that. And on either side, they're ridiculous. I mean, the Republicans are definitely too white male, and the Democrats are definitely too, we got to check the box first. And America just wants something where we just, okay, we acknowledge our terrible racial past.
Yeah.
I think most Americans think it's apropos to not just acknowledge it, but make certain remedial steps. But it's a different world than it was back in, when we were as bad as Iran. And it's also not correct to completely throw merit over the side of the ship.
Well, I actually think that the defining factor in this upcoming election, again, to predict something that I have no idea if it's going to pan out or not, is not going to be political ideology. It's actually just going to be a willingness to fight, and I think that far and away is going to be the number one thing. Democrats for so.
And this right here is such an important point. Bill Maher acts like both parties are the same, but Brian Tyler Cohen is explaining the real difference. Democrats follow the rules while Republicans do whatever it takes to win. That's why so many people feel like Democrats don't actually fight for them. Brian Tyler Cohen is saying what a lot of us have been thinking.
So long have felt like the party of strongly worded letters. And for somebody like me who has grown up in the Trump era, like I've come of age in the Trump era, and I've watched as these motherfuckers don't care about anything. Like, we're out here saying like process, norms, institutions, and they're like, we don't give a fuck about any of those things. Democrats are like, oh, the parliamentarian says no. Republicans are like, fire the fucking parliamentarian. And this has been my whole life in politics, watching this play out, where Democrats will play by the rules in hope of some elusive reciprocation that never arrives. And we'll say, okay, we'll Mitch McConnell says he's going to put forward these new rules about the Supreme Court. Democrats get fucked. The parliamentarian says we can't include something. Democrats get fucked. Like, every single instance is Lucy pulling the football away from Charlie Brown.
They have no shame.
And they have no shame.
You have to start with that. When Mitch McConnell did that and said, well, we've always done it where when a guy dies on the Supreme Court, whoever's president gets to pick. I know it's sort of weird because, 5 guys could die during one guy's term and no guys could die during another guy's term. So it's kind of a fuck system to begin with, but that's our system and we've always done it. And he just went, nope, not with this guy.
He's like, we're going to change that.
The law became make me.
Yeah.
So Trump did not exactly invent that. Mitch McConnell kind of invented that.
Correct.
And Trump ran with it. It was perfect for him.
He was a symptom of the larger disease, but the disease was there. But I think that, going back to that point, whether you are willing to come in there and actually fight back, and look, you can fight for virtuous things. Like, you can fight for expanded access to healthcare, you can fight for women's reproductive rights, climate change, stricter gun laws, whatever it may be on the left. But like, the key word is that you're actually willing to fight. And we just don't, Democrats are older. They are of a different generation. They don't have leadership that is going, for whom fighting and winning is going to be their MO, is going to be their North Star, and they need it.
But you also have to fight against your own parties or own factions' fringe.
I feel like it will.
And once again, Bill Maher avoids taking a clear position. He talks about problems, but never holds anyone accountable. Brian Tyler Cohen is right to call this out because people are tired of politicians and media figures who only talk without action. I think Bill Maher is out of touch with what people really care about. What do you think? Tell me in the comments. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe for more, and I'll see you in the next one.